Hey community, this is Jim Healium from the Healium Center in Atlanta, and we're closed still, as you can see, and we're going to be closed until we have some sort of guarantee that you all won't get sick. And so to protect your health, we have to be creative and do things outside of Healium. So today I'm going to introduce to you something really exciting that we're starting. It's called Healium at Home, and it's something about what we're doing. What is Jim Healium and Blue Thunder? What are we doing at home to be inspired and to be empowered and to release all the stuff that's out there? That's one aspect of it. But the more important aspect of it is for you to be inspired by our stories and then do it yourself. So if you like to, play music, write a song, write poetry, sculpt, paint, go outside and do things on the creative side. But before I start that, I just want to comment on what's going on right now with the uprising, and it's exciting to see what's going on. I'm all for that. Let's use this opportunity and not waste this opportunity, okay? Because it's something that we're all part of. We're all in it together. And I've experienced racism, and I've been in this country for 45 years. I've traveled the world, and I've seen it in all colors. I've seen it in, as I said, in black, in brown, and in white. And I've seen it all the way until now. I see it as I walk around. I see it in Stone Mountain. I see it in Kennesaw. I see it everywhere that I walk around. There's these elements of hatred and resentment and ugliness that's happening. It happened here at Healium when we opened, and in fact we're surrounded here in a predominantly white community, gentrified. But they haven't been friendly, and it's sad, but that is what we've had to really live with. And so you can't really normalize racism, but you got to understand what really drives, what is the driving force behind the resentment, behind the jealousy, behind the ugliness, behind all these bad things that are happening to people. The violence and all that, what's the background behind that, right? So on one end you can say, well, hurt people, that's a big issue there. So if you can't, if you're harboring some hate, some anger, some unfinished business, got some open wounds that you have from the past, from your childhood, and you haven't really dealt with them, you're going to manifest that out to other people, and you're going to release it. That's all over. We see this a lot right now, and we've been seeing it at Healium for a long time. If you don't have the inner peace within you, if you don't feel happy, if you don't feel joy, if you don't have the inner peace within you, you're not going to give that out. You can't give it out. It's just impossible to give out something that you don't have. So that's one of the problems. But what I've seen, and as you make more money, you get more successful, it gets worse. Trust me. Okay. I've been down there, and it was bad. But climbing up the mountain, climbing up the ladder, it's been worse. Okay. Because each time, you've got this happening, right? Everybody's just trying to, drag you down. And so what I've determined is really it's packaged in all these symptoms that we're seeing, but the underlying cause of racism is money and power. Now is the time to really pause. Push the pause button, because it's been pushed for you, and take advantage of this pause and really get inside yourself, connect, and empower yourself, okay? This is the new normal. That old normal that you had, you don't want to go back to that. You really want to recreate yourself in this period. You're going to look 5 years from now and say, during this period, okay, what did I do in COVID-19, right? What did I do that affected a positive change within myself? What did I do? Did I participate in these uprisings? Yeah? Did I have a more of a balanced outlook about myself? Did I look in the mirror and look at what was going on and how imbalanced I was, and to bring back into balance? Balance is so important. The soul, body, and mind, it's so important. And you want to be active. You want to interact. You want to engage with life. Be a participant of life instead of an observer of life. Okay, this is so important. And this is the message I want to give today, is we are going to forge forward. You are going to come out of this. If you do this right, you're going to come out of this a better, stronger, more resilient, and a more healed individual. And when that happens, nothing can get in your way. You want to be successful, you want to make money, you want to have kids, you want to be going, traveling, you want, all those things are limitless possibilities for you. And the only thing that's stopping you is your own resistance. So you've been resisting, and you got to break this irresistible force. Okay, you got to break it. You got to smash it, and you got to just look at it and say, look at these possibilities. Just by staying in the now, just by looking at what's going on and not being depressed, not being anxious, not wanting to go back to yesterday, but forging ahead, yeah? Appreciating today so you can have a better tomorrow, okay? So, episode 1 is going to be what I've done in this incubation period, with some new pieces that I'll be showing you, because I love to sculpt. A lot of people have come to my gallery and have seen my pieces, and some of you who haven't, well, this will be your first time to enjoy what Jim Healium does in his spare time. Hope you enjoy this, and episode 1 coming right up. Here, I'm going to enter my gallery over here at Healium. Yeah, that's me when I was younger. Look at that. Yeah, not a bad looking guy right there. So, this is my collection at Healium. A lot of you haven't seen it, some of you have seen it. So let me start off with the first collection I've got going here that I did for COVID while I've been in isolation here. So a lot of these pieces were done in my home, and I just brought them over here to display so they have a nice home in my gallery. And the first one that we're going to look at here is what I call On a Wing and a Prayer. A piece symbolizes America, the bird, and the wings, dollar wings, and they're all torn. Remember I said to you, capitalism and racism kind of go hand in hand, greed, power, money. So this is what I see. America has turned into a symbol of a bird that's really sick, really torn, and she can't really fly as well because she's hurt, she's in pain, but she loves money. And so this is that one piece. Let me get a second piece I did here. This is something that you all can probably relate to. It's stacks of bills, dollar bills, and right on the face is a person that's just trying to hold on to that money as tight as it can. Now my style is surrealism. So, for those of you who don't understand, can I relate to this? You're like, hey, how come there's only one leg and how come there's only one hand? Well, that's surrealism. That's the power of surrealism, because unlike realism, where if I just showed you a body with, 2 limbs and 2 hands and all that, it's really not that interesting. This becomes very interesting because you get to see it from your own lens and your life's experiences. So this one, I really haven't put a title to it. Self-explanatory, right? So these two right now have the same things in common, and that's money. You have money here, you got money here, right? So then we're going to go over here. I'm going to show you another piece I did. This is another piece. Now this is just titled COVID-19. This is another piece where you've got money dangling on a rope. This person's doesn't have a head on. It's kind of and it's trying to reach for that money. So, what do you see? What do you see in this piece? Interpret that with your own lens. Just look at that piece. Can you relate to that piece? Does it relate to you? Does it relate to somebody you know? And what exactly am I trying to say in this piece? And how do you see it, right? Now I'm going to do the other piece here, which was fun to do. This was a COVID piece that I did too. And this is called Screwed. And this is a person that's kind of bent over under a rock, has been under a rock, and is holding a nickel in his hand. You see that nickel? So he's holding a nickel in his hand, and he's got a screw coming through his back and piercing him right in the middle. Yeah? What's interesting about this piece is juxtaposed against amethyst. So what does that mean to you? Here's a contradiction I'm putting out. And there's a reason I did that. So tell me what you can see. What does that piece, what kind of emotions do you feel in this piece? What are your feelings about it? Can you relate in some way? Do you know somebody that that can be related in this way? And what is the amethyst? That's a contradiction to the actual piece. What am I telling you? That's the beauty of surrealism, and I love the surrealism instead of a realism aspect of doing this. And then here's a piece that I did. This piece is a very powerful piece. It's a person that's going within, going inside, not going back to the old normal, but creating a new normal, and really appreciating the fact that you're not so busy. You're contained, but there's a reason why you're contained. And it gives you some silence, some time to meditate, to go in within yourself, and really, be in gratitude of what you have as opposed to what you don't have. Not be in a place of lack, but in a place of abundance. And as you do this, you grow. You grow and you start seeing this enlightenment that happens within you. You start seeing your divinity. And that is what this crystal represents. Okay, so it's quite powerful. And I actually have a piece of poem, a poetry that I wrote on this piece that I'll be sharing with you in this episode. So these are my 5 COVID pieces that I did. How'd you like the episode 1, huh? Pretty good, huh? Pretty cool. I had a great time doing it. You know, the 5 pieces were just an expression, self-expression for me to just unleash what was in here and in here. And I had a great time. I had fun, and I did it Healium style, you know, just spontaneous, judgment-free. So until next time, this is Jim Healium saying, stay safe, stay healthy, stay connected, stay empowered, and stay creative.
Where does it go?